All right. Well, we are out here in Malbec Block 114A. This is something we haven't made a single varietal from before, but I think you all recognize this from the back of a few different labels, often a contributor to Reckoning, to Praetorian, and in some years, actually, the lead varietal in Caliber, our Bordeaux based blend. So the Malbec here at Onyx brings a great mix of kind of expressive dark fruit, but really has a lot of polished, fine grained tannin to it. Whereas I'll often refer to our Tempranillo, which is really coarse grained, as being our 60 grit sandpaper. For me, Malbec is always our 220 grit, so something you can really smooth out rough edges with and make a really fine, finished, polished wine. But we're out here today assessing a couple different things. As you can see, we're pretty much all the way through veraison. So this is the point where we like to get into it and really assess doing what we'd call a pink drop, sometimes referred to as a green drop as well. But basically, that's where you just look through and see what clusters are so far behind in the veraison process that they will probably never catch up in ripening to all of the other darker clusters. And along with that, we can look at a few other things. One thing standing out to me right here, since we're looking at the morning side of the vines, I don't want like laterals like that coming off and blocking sun exposure to all the clusters. As we look in and see, here's a couple ones that are behind or are legitimately a second crop, an entire green cluster there. Look through, we'll open it up, make sure we deball and debunch all of this so there aren't clusters just growing into each other. Sometimes you have to cut them off, sometimes you can just shake them loose that way. Most of these clusters that are behind are really just coming off of very weak shoots anyways. That one that I just ripped off, if you look straight in and see, it's actually a shoot growing off the back end of the trunk of the vine opposite. So I'm just going to yank that off entirely, open up a little bit more sunlight penetration. Here's another lateral. A couple more weak clusters to get rid of. And that is how we check on our fruit to make sure it's all going to ripen evenly and get picked at the same time.